Okay, hello everybody. This is just a rant on the iPhone 4. Just explaining what I think about it and what Apple could have done better. Okay, so most of you probably have heard Apple has released the newest update to the iPhone lineup, the iPhone 4. Has cool stuff like FaceTime, video chat, Retina displays, multitasking with iOS 4, and high def 720p video recording. Just many of the new stuff they sent out. I will go over first what I think Apple did good. First off, with FaceTime, I mean, it's good. What I didn't quite like, first off, is the name. I mean, seriously. Why couldn't I have just gone with iChat? I know many of my friends have an iChat account. Right there, iChat. I don't understand why they couldn't have incorporated iChat instead of FaceTime. That way, people previously owning a Mac could communicate with people on the iPhone 4. But yet again, companies like Skype, they're probably going to update their application sometime with support for the FaceTime integration. But that's at a later date. And then the Retina display, I mean, looks good. I haven't seen it in person. I'd have to see it in person, but I mean, the press says it's incredible and like revolutionary, like much about whatever Apple always says. They say the screen, you can't see the pixels, that it's incredibly high def. For that reason, I wish they would have called it iPhone HD. I mean, no, they called it iPhone 4. Another thing, people were expecting LTE or 4G on it, but it never came. GSM, stayed with GSM and AT&T, which suck, even though I use AT&T. You can see why, but I mean. And they stuck with iPhone 4 instead of iPhone HD. iPhone HD sounds more attractive, iPhone 4. I kind of thought that maybe it was a little bit rushed or something, but I mean, the Retina display is pretty good, I have to admit. And then iOS 4. I'm kind of happy they changed the name to iOS instead of iPhone OS, because iPhone OS sounded too long, and I mean, in iOS, it engulfs, encompasses the iPad, the iPhone, and the iPod Touch. So I believe that it's better to be called iOS. And with the camera, I mean, now they have dual cameras, a 5-megapixel HD camera in the front, a VGA, I think they haven't announced the pixelation, but I mean a VGA front-facing camera for video chat, and I guess for other stuff, pictures and whatnot. And I mean, I find that good, although I would have opted for a higher megabyte, the front camera would have been better. Because, I mean, 5 megapixels, I wish they would have gone more like towards what a Droid or an Android does, 8 megapixels or even more. But I mean, I wasn't too disappointed with that. And something that I was expecting is that the keynote, they spent the whole time talking about the iPhone. I was expecting at least the separation. They would at least demo iOS 4 on the iPad. I was expecting that, but Apple has their own little stuff. As you can see, I'm using right now a Safari 4, which was something it didn't, Safari 5, pardon, something it didn't officially announce through WWDC keynote. And then also they announced, I believe, also Xcode 4.0, which is another big thing, but only people who went to WWDC could try it out. That sucks. But another thing is, I think that the iPhone, they could have maybe have done it a little better. The design is good, I have to admit, but I mean, they could have maybe opted towards a more unique design. I found that the industrial design, they kind of, not that much, I mean, it's a really good design, but they took a little bit from BlackBerry, like the older BlackBerry designs, like from 2 models back, more or less, has had a very similar design, the chrome outline and the aluminum, outline, and the back was flat, similar. Besides that, it's pretty good. It's more of a, it's not much of a modern design, But I would have preferred more of an iPad design, but it's not bad. But, so overall, the stuff that I wish it had Flash. I mean, Apple for some reason doesn't like it. I can see why they published thoughts on Flash, but besides that, I would give this upgrade an 8. Like, for people who have a 3G such as I recommend the upgrade. Although people who upgraded to a 3GS, honestly, not to be, mean to anybody, but I mean, they were morons. I mean, the 3GS did nothing new. So I kind of stuck in it. I knew that the iPhone 4 was going to be 10 times better, and apparently it is. So pretty much I got 2 for 1. And yet again, we have a 2-year contract. So another thing is the price, tech specs really quickly. The price, the typical iPhone price, the 3GS is now $99. And they also added bumpers. Honestly, I'm not such a fan of these things because they only cover the Chrome. They should cover the whole device, such as other cases. But I mean, that is not that important. But I mean, AT&T, what they started doing now is they're adding eligibility for upgrade up to 6 months. So anyone who can upgrade in 2010, they can upgrade to the iPhone 4 for I think $18 upgrade fee, which I still think it's kind of ridiculous adding an $18 upgrade fee. And they should just make it free. But yeah, again, I can pay for that. And but besides that, I would have preferred them to come out with a LTE iPhone on Verizon. Everyone was expecting that, but probably Apple will do that because they have an exclusive and a contract, I believe, with AT&T that won't expire until 2011. But we'll have to stick in and see what else happens. But besides that, I give the iPhone, again, like I said, a 9 out of 10. I believe it's good. It could have maybe improved a couple more stuff. Yeah, but it's good. It's good. So thanks for watching the rant. Expect to see more videos. Comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.